I am doing a video on how to get the multitasking app switcher to appear on iPhone X because it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. It's much easier when you're already inside of an app. So if you are using an app and you put your finger down at the bottom of the screen, slowly drag it up. I don't know why that didn't work. Slowly drag it up and then release it. You'll get the other apps to appear. And if you want to delete one of them or all of them, if you long press on one of them, then the minus sign, when the minus sign appears, then you can swipe up on any of them or tap the minus sign to close them. To close multitasking view, just tap outside of it anywhere on the screen. Okay, now I have to actually open a couple apps just so that I can demonstrate it more. Let's have this paper going. Okay, so that one was pretty easy. What's much harder, and I thought it was impossible, but then I found this great iMore article, which told me that, in fact, it's not impossible, is how to open up multitasking mode when you are on the home screen. It is possible, and you can see in this diagram here that they're showing that you swipe from the bottom of the screen. They say touch your finger to the gesture area at the bottom of the screen, either while on your home screen or in an app. Works pretty easily in an app, does not work that easy when you're in the home screen. So I'm going to demonstrate what I finally figured out, and it still doesn't work for me every time. So you'll see some of my fails too, more than likely. So I put my finger down where the four icons in the kind of, I forget what they call that bar, but the bar that apps that you use frequently show up. If I put my finger down there and hold it for a second, then I start to drag up. Icons start to get a little bit smaller, and as I continue dragging up, I will see multitasking. Now the key is to swipe off to the right. The path of my finger, as these start to appear, kind of goes off towards the right-hand side of the screen until it's literally off the screen. That's how I can get these to actually come up and stay up. Here's a diagram I made showing the path that my finger takes. It's either an L or kind of a C.
Action.
Okay, the normal way of doing multitasking, you have to have an app open, is you drag up from the bottom of the screen, and this gets little, and then the other apps show up there, and then you long press any one of them to get the minus sign to appear. But from the home screen, it's different. So from the home screen, you have to put your finger down here and then slowly drag up. And as you can see, they're starting, but then you have to immediately go off to the right. So it's almost like an L action. So I'll do it again because half the time it doesn't work. Yay. Actually, I'm getting better with it. The other thing that was confusing me was if you get into the mode where you would be deleting an app when they're all wiggling with the X's, how you make that go away. Because it used to be that you press the home button and you can't do that now. So what I discovered is you can't press any of the buttons. Pressing the lock or the button on the right just shuts your iPhone off. Pressing the buttons on the left, that bottom one changes volume, top one also changes volume, so it has no effect. What I thought worked was tapping on the right side bottom corner of the screen, but then I discovered that if you just let the apps wiggle long enough, they will stop all on their own, and it was sheer coincidence that they stopped when I happened to tap on the bottom right corner of the screen. So I finally figured out after a long time that the way to stop the apps from wiggling was to start at the bottom at the dock, holding down your finger again, and then sliding it all the way straight up the screen until you go off of the top edge. So it's kind of a similar motion to the earlier one for getting the apps into kind of that multitasking mode so that you can switch, but you just go straight up off the top, the edge of the screen. Here's another pretty lame diagram that I made to demonstrate. Okay, and then the other thing is when you're in app delete mode, the way that you get that to go away is it's kind of the same thing. You hold down at the bottom of the screen and then you slowly go up, but this time you go up all the way to the top. And that's it. So curve to the right or straight up.